Well, welcome to the Hardin Simmons Coaches Show with Coach Jesse Burleson. The Cowboys take on crosstown rival McMurry in this week's home opener. But we want to look, first of all, back at the season opening win last week, 37-30 over Chapman. Coach, long road trip, and you came out a good win for the Cowboys.
It was definitely it was a tough trip. I mean, I don't think a lot of people realize when you go play on the West Coast. I mean, we kicked that game off. It would have been 9 p.m. here, and we finished it. It was after midnight, so that's
That's your bedtime?
Yeah, way past my bedtime these days. So it was it was a difficult trip, but our guys handled it great. I mean, they did exactly what we asked them to do.
A couple things that jumped out at me as I looked at stats of the game. First of all, you have 296 yards rushing and 264 passing. What a great balance.
It was definitely a balanced attack. They played something different than what we thought they would, but we kind of see that week to week where we kind of prepare for something and they come out and do something a little bit different. And so I thought our guys adjusted well and were able to make plays in both of those things. And I think that's what we want to be. We don't want to be one-dimensional, and I think we have the players to be able to attack defenses multiple ways, and we definitely did that.
And you also get over 100 yards rushing from both of your running backs. Noah Garcia finishes with 162 yards, and Braylon Henry 122 yards. So great balance on your two running backs.
It's pretty nice when you got two of them back there that can go the distance, and I think both of those guys made key plays in the game. That one, the 76-yarder that Noah busted out in the second half, man, it was a thing of beauty. And I kind of told him I felt like a prophet a little bit because I said, hey, this is about to happen, and it's going to be you and the safety one-on-one, and you make him miss, and I think we'll go to the house. And he did exactly that. I can't take credit for the move that he put on him, but the scheme was great, and I thought our guys blocked it really well, and then he was able to get it in the end zone.
Big plays. You had the 76-yard run by Noah Garcia you were just talking about. Kyle Brown had the 76-yard touchdown pass to Chris Sims, and then also a 31-yard touchdown pass to Wes Douglas. So 3 plays of longer than 30 yards for touchdowns.
We like explosive plays, and I think if you go back and look at that play that Kyle and Chris made to get us on the board to start with, it was beautiful. I mean, you can't run a better route and you can't throw a better ball, and he put it right where it needed to be, and then that throw and catch at the end to kind of put it away from Kyle to Wes, man, that's as good a catch as I've seen in a long time. And so anytime we can have multiple guys with big explosive plays, man, that's a bonus for us.
Who else do we want to single out or issues you thought you want to improve on as you go to week 2?
Oh, man, you don't have enough time for everything we want to improve on. I think the biggest thing that we have to do is our QRF, our special teams have to get cleaned up. And we made a few mental mistakes, which is it's not rare for the first game, but it was mainly new guys that were trying in new spots, and we'll get those things cleaned up this week. And I think that's the biggest area is just the attention to detail. But that's really in all 3 phases. But I think special teams is where you'll see the biggest jump.
You take on McMurray. The Warhawks lost their opener 27-19 to Southwestern. They threw it 46 times in the game. So do we look for the ball in the air in the test of the secondary?
We'll be ready for both. I mean, it's hard to tell. I think they have good players at the receiver position. Obviously, their quarterback is experienced, but I think they can run it too. They just chose not to in that game, and they, if you look at it, they pretty much won the game in every statistical category. So it's hard to figure out how they lost it, but they've got a lot of really good players coming back and a lot of experience, and they do a good job with their scheme.
Well, like you, they have a lot of people back. Last year, they did a lot of shifting, a lot of misdirection. They had success, and the game went right down to the finish. Do you look for some of the same thing from them?
Oh
this year?
Yeah, we'll get a lot of stuff that they have not shown on film. I mean, we expect that. We expect that from week to week, but definitely from these guys, they'll have in something that they haven't shown this year or probably ever before. For us, they always do going into games, and that's exactly what we expect.
I want to step away from that game for a moment. You were just telling me before we sat down, Matt Rule, the coach at University of Nebraska, former Baylor coach, gave a shout out to Hardin Simmons as the Cornhuskers take on Houston Christian, formerly Houston Baptist, in this week's game. Talk about what Coach Rule said.
It was actually so the majority of the defensive staff at Houston Christian's Hardin Simmons guys. Zach Wilkerson was our defense coordinator for a long time. Mark McMillan was our D-line coach. Jonathan Petty was a great player here, is now the assistant head coach and coaches defense. And then DeMarcus Coleman, that was a player for us. It just fits. All those guys are on the defensive staff. And so Coach Rule was talking about getting ready to play Houston Christian. He said, well, the defensive staff all came from Hardin Simmons. And if you know anything about D3 football, those guys do it as good as anybody. So I thought, the man knows what he's talking about. So it was nice to get a little bit of recognition from a guy that I have a lot of respect for.
That's cool. That's really great. Finally, Keys against McMurry. What do you want to see from your team here in the home opener?
We got to take a big step forward. I think that's every man at every position, every coach with their game planning. We don't want to be complacent at all. You know, getting the opening win under your belt is good, especially when it's against a good team and taking that long trip. But that's over with, so we got to focus on the future, and that's starting with today and our practice and our film study and all those things. And so it's just a continued improvement from every man. And if we do that, we'll be just fine.
A lot of coaches have told me over the years the biggest improvement a team makes is between week 1 and week 2. Are you a believer in that?
I am a believer in that because, you know, all the things that you prepare for going into that first game, a lot of them don't believe it until they're out there and they go, oh, these guys actually, they were preparing us for this situation. And so the first game jitters and all that stuff, man, it's gone. So now we can focus on being the best version of us, and that's what we want to do every day.
It'll be a lot of fun. McMurry, of course, is the last time it's a non-conference game. They'll be in the conference next year, but always fun when you get the crosstown game going.
And the first time over here at Shelton Stadium in a long time. So
yeah.
we're looking for anytime you get to play at home. It's a good feeling, and it's good to get to do it against the crosstown guys.
Coach, good luck this week.
Thanks, Al. Appreciate it.
Jesse Burleson, that's the Hardin Simmons Coaches Show, and back with more after we take this time out.